Turbo's gonna be terrible. Yeah, use two hards, guys. Very good idea. Actually use two sets of hards. Use harder compounds. I'm not joking. Quali might get a bit cooked, but you're never going to use softs in this race. Even with like 2 laps to go, softs are pointless. Riley, I want you to do 7 pit stops and only use soft tires and get disqualified. That's basically what Cyril did yesterday in Singapore. Welcome to NPL Season 11 Race 14. Since I am the now current champion of this season, I'm a 7th-time champion, I will be commentating the last 3 races of the season, and here is the stream today. Ethan is first, and I hope that's how the race ends, because it'd be really cool to see Ethan, John, and Harry in the top 3. But as they come onto the track now, Dervas coming onto the track, he has apparently had some controller issues in practice today, hoping that he can race for Mercedes, the only Mercedes driver today since Tice got kicked out of the fucking league. Ethan is currently hurt something. But first on track, as you would expect, is Day the GOAT, because Day the GOAT is indeed the GOAT of this league. The 06 counts for how many times he's been beaten. Only 6 times, which is incredibly low, because he is the GOAT. We have currently got John, Harry, Dervas, DJ Lama, Serial, Day the GOAT, Phylexis, and Riley on track, waiting for Dan, Fabian, Levy, who's returning today, Drags, and Ethan to come off the track. I think Ethan will refuse to put in a lap because Ethan is goated. Dan's in the pit lane. Let me get some telemetry up. It might have been, yeah, because Riley and John are very close. I think it was John, I can't remember. John hasn't changed his race number to 95. That's up. My number is 97 because I'm Shane Van Gisbergen. Hell yeah. Oh. Is going to be Day the GOAT. One of the view carbs is moving out of the way. That's John. I think he backed up. Look at Day the GOAT. He's got a purple middle sector because he's the GOAT. Heading through, coming into the final couple corners. Always gone a little bit wide there. Using battery in a corner is making him understeer a lot here. And Day the GOAT's going to be the first to set time. This doesn't look like a very competitive time though, to be honest. But he will be the first driver to set a lap. Number 21, Aston Martin, Day the GOAT, the only Aston Martin racing at the moment. Across the line, he's going to go fast with the 126.5. Let's see what Riley can do. Who's next across the line? It will be Riley. Coming off the final corner. What's it going to be for Riley here as he crosses the line? It's going to be 124.9. Much quicker than Day the GOAT. 123.6 for Felix. What about Harry? What's he going to do on his first lap? It's a 122.5. Not bad to start off with. And who else are we waiting for now? Next person should be Serial, if I'm not mistaken. The line goes third fastest, 123.6, just almost identical to his teammate. Dervas goes second with 123.0. With 4/10 quicker than Bear Boy. DJ Llama looking quick here today in Qatar. And DJ still looking for his first one in NPL, but looking pretty quick. Fabian goes third fastest, not looking quite as if he has the pace. Purple last sector though, really good through there. Shaved plenty of battery, maybe had an issue in the first sector, or maybe he just isn't quite as fast as his two rivals, DJ Llama and Bearboy. Dervas in fourth place, not too far off the leading cars. Dan, yet to set a time yet. He's on a lap with a purple first sector by a comfortable margin, and still with plenty of battery to spare. Dan looks to be on the pace to be going for pole position here today, second pole of the season. He got one in Silverstone, of course, by only 1.5 tenths. And let's see what he can do today. Running very wide, a little bit over to flashbacks to last season when he spun out there at the same corner. Heading through into the final sector. Looks pretty committed there for Dan, getting the power nice and early off the corner. Plenty of battery now to use for the final sector. There is a Ferrari in the way. I hope they get out of the way for Dan's sake, and they do. Heading through these corners now. Your boy John with a woman at 40.5 is yet to set a time. I think he's about to... Well, maybe, is he in the pit lane or something? I don't know what's going on with that. He's into the final corner. Is this John now? Yes, it is John on a lap here, going very wide on track limits on the final corner. What's it going to be for him? Across the line, goes fourth with 1:22.6, very competitive time. Only 400th off Fabian, so it looks really competitive here today. 1:21.2. Dan goes fastest by a huge margin. What a lap by Dan. Very good lap by Dan. And still with battery to spare, so he needs to use battery even more during this lap, and he'll go even faster next time. Low 121. He is 1.3 seconds faster than Harry. This could be Dan's chance to win a race here today. He is 9/10 faster than DJ in second place. What a lap by Dan to start with on the banker lap, and he still has margin. Bearboy could be making a mistake here, going straight back out. The track evolution won't be too bad at the, too good at the moment, and that might mean that he will not gain much time. Ethan is in the pit lane. Levy on an outlap now. Is anyone else on a lap? Looks like Fabian is. Fabian on his second. I think it's happened in turn 6. Purple for half a second up in the first sector alone for Fabian. This is a great lap. Let's see what he can do. He's got 80% battery still. That's more than Dan had going into this part. So in the final sector, he will be absolutely lightning fast. Really committed through the middle sector. Did not oversteer on the exit like Dan did. This looks like a great lap for Fabian. Going through the right-hand kink of turn 9. Heading through into the final sector now. What's he going to do? A little bit wide of the apex, gets in the power though. Unlike Dan, is not in fourth gear through the corner. Understeering a little bit wide off the track. Yellow flags are out as Harry on his outlap seems to have spun out. Or maybe slowed down. Just going slow. Using all the battery as Fabian through the final sector. This could be a lightning fast lap. Not a purple middle sector, but it was very quick there for Fabian. Through the left hand, flat out through that corner now. It's all about the run down into the final lap. This is a wonderful lap from Fabian. This could be provisional pole for the McLaren driver off the final corner. Very neat and tidy. Is this going to be quickest? No, it's not. Not even close. Wow. Still 8/10 off the pace. Fabian, what a lap by Dan. Dan might genuinely be the favourite to win this race. Absolutely phenomenal lap for Dan in qualifying. Dan, you are 8/10 quicker than Fabian. Let him cook. Dan, for context, yesterday I was also 8/10 quicker than Fabian, and that was my best lap ever, so you're doing pretty good. Let's have a look. Bearboy on his outlap. Let's watch Bearboy on his lap here as he comes through the final corner now. Is that DJ Llama on an outlap? It is. Coming through into the first corner. Serial is not on a lap currently. Felix coming into the pit lane. John, is he on a lap? I don't know. I don't think he is. Can't tell. I think he's heading back to the pit lane. Certainly seems like it as he cuts the final corner completely. Wait, I think this is a lap. I can't tell. It is. And he goes third with a 120. Oh my goodness! 3,000ths of a second slower than Fabian. It's so close at the top of the field. Meanwhile, Bearboy, let's see how he goes. He didn't quite use the inside of the track enough, and that's going to cost him huge amounts of time heading through the first sector. It's an improvement. Purple first sector according to the graphic, but I don't know if it was. We'll see. Still a 1/10 improvement in the first sector. He needs to use less battery this throughout the lap because it's going to cost him. The most important part of this lap, in my opinion, is having, first of all, a nice and clean first sector, carrying as much momentum as you can, going flat out through the corners. Middle sector needs to be nice and tight. Last sector is all about just saving battery for it and using all of it down the final straights. And it is by far the most effective way to gain time at this lap. Battery saving is crucial, not only in the race, but also purple middle sector here for Bearboy. Currently 3/10 up though, so I don't think he's actually purple. But he needs another roughly second in the last sector to be as quick as Dan, so it looks like Dan is in the hot seat to get a dominant pole position here in Qatar today. looking to get revenge for his last time out in Qatar. Across the line here comes Bad Boy, and it's going to be a 1 minute 22.0 once again. That's 3 cars separated by less than half a tenth of a second. That's incredible. So from second down to 5th, which is Fabian, John, Harry, and DJ, it is literally covered by a tenth of a second. Crazy. So competitive, and in front of that, Dan has a blisteringly quick lap as he's coming on to his next lap. Into turn 1. Let's watch Dan here. This could be the pole lap. Missed the apex in turn 1, but does carry good momentum off the corner. His setup looks so pointy compared to everyone else. I think that's what's giving him this pace advantage. He's not afraid to use a pointy setup and get that car oversteering through the corners. Very Max Verstappen-esque. Heading through the middle sector now. Didn't use too much battery in the first sector, trying to save it for the final sector. Looking nice and committed so far. Oh, and he spins out. That's really bad there for Dan. Unfortunate stuff as he came off the corner. Yeah, he was way too committed, turned way too much on the steering, and that just meant using the battery on the corner, lost all traction on the rear of the car. Spun around heading through turn 4. Let's look at Dervas now. He seems to be on a lap. Dervas using too much battery in the first, he's 3 tenths up. Not a bad first sector for Dervas. Good effort from him. He's looking to get into the top 5 maybe. Using too much battery on this lap so far though, I would say. See how he goes. Nice and committed through here. Very smooth on the exit. Good lap from Dervas. Who else is on lap? Park is coming onto one now. He's just got a second faster. We're 1:23.8. Is he on a lap now? I can't tell. DJ goes second. 4 tenths off Dan. Very good lap from DJ Lama. And he's very close to pole position now. He's on the front row of the grid. Dan's lap absolutely blisteringly fast. I don't even think that anyone could beat that, to be honest. That is an incredible lap from Dan. Half a second faster there for DJ. Great lap though from Dan, very committed, great use of battery and very fast. It's a shame I didn't follow that lap more because that was one of the best laps we've seen all season. Look how competitive it is! Yeah, please clip it so I can add it to my pole lap playlist that I have because I want to get as many pole laps as I can. Yeah. Also, by the way, guys, if you ever get a pole lap, please send me your pole lap and clip it so I can put it in a playlist. Shit, I haven't seen those Instagram videos you sent me yet, Dan. I forgot to look at them. Felix on a decent lap here, really cutting the inside as much as he can. Went a bit wide though, and cost himself momentum through that corner crucially. Heading through here in the right hand, he's only 200s exactly ahead of his teammate, so it's really close in the battle for 6th place actually. Ooh, a bit uneasy on the exit of the corner, but he has loads of battery to deploy. He was not a personal best for a sector. Felix, I think he's maybe on used tyres, but I don't think he is, in fairness. 2 tenths down, but with a lot of battery to use in the final sector, he needs to cut the inside more. Goes flat, not turning enough, really using the track limits to his advantage. Felix so heading through the final corner now. What's it going to be for him on this lap? He's got loads of battery still to use. I think he didn't use his battery well enough on this lap. And that's costing him a huge amount, at least a tenth of a second on this lap. Still, oh, it was such a small improvement, but he did improve by 16 thousandths of a second over his previous lap. Dervas, not on the lap, currently saving battery, trying to head back round. Is that Levy on a lap? He's on an out lap, I do believe. Let's follow what his lap is now. Anyone else on a lap at the moment? There's 5 minutes left in qualifying. So we have Levy and Dervas doing laps. Anyone else? Let's have a look. DJ Lama seems to be on a lap at the moment. Personal best. Purple first sector for DJ Lama. This is a good lap. DJ Lama, I feel like if he just used medium and overtake instead of hot lap and overtake, he could gain huge amounts of time in qualifying here. Oh, he messed up. Went way deep there into that corner. He's going to back out of his lap. That was fair enough. Very committed at that point for DJ Lama. It was very good up to that point. Fabian is in the pit lane waiting for the session to come along. Meanwhile, there's some tactics here. John getting a huge tow from his teammate down the straight. And he does come across the line. Let's see what he can do. Alemas going to have to get out of his way pretty quickly here. Braked a bit too early there, John, but nice and early apex should help him. Off the corner, a bit deep, but still getting off the corner quite well. Using the battery off the corner. Doesn't want to use too much there because that is crucial for his lap. But because of that tow, he shouldn't be really blisteringly fast in the first sector anyway. Nice and flat out through this corner, very nice. Looking committed so far from John. He's 200s up in the first sector alone. Which would get him into the 121s like this helps too. John is fumbling And he seems to have done this a lot today, didn't it, in Abu Dhabi? He's been doing it again today. Oh, he fucked his lap. Just like, it was literally identical to DJ Lama's mistake on the previous lap. Seems to be a trend. People trying to push too hard on that corner and end up going wide. Dervas coming into the pit lane now. Comes in. What can Levy do on his lap? He's already beat a lap. He's got 123.1. He might be doing another lap, you know. He's not got any battery, but he's, I think he's going to have to pit. Is he trying to do another lap? He's not, isn't it? DJ Lama, let me check. I'll look on his onboard. I think he is on a lap. He's 1.5 tenths down, but he's pushing. He's got loads of battery to use, so this could be a good lap for DJ. Let's have a look. I think it'd be best to start using battery now, honestly. In the race, yes. In qualifying, no. I was coming back onto the track. As Dan is on that lap, so he will be trying to do another lap here. DJ through the final corner. This will be his last effort in qualifying here. Let's see what he can do. Off the corner, looking for pole position. Can DJ unsettle the top of the order? He can't. 3 tenths down his lap. And I don't think he has enough time to do another lap, so I think that's it for DJ Lama. Good effort though, on the front row for now. Let's see what Fabian can do as he's coming onto the track now with just 2 minutes remaining in the session. But this is it. Let's watch Dan. Let's see if it's the pole lap here from Dan. In case it is, I'll watch the entire lap on his onboard. This is turn 1. Very deep through the first corner, but very committed from Dan. Very nice second apex through turn 2. Into the kink of turn 3. Up the hill, Fabian moves out the way. Into turn 4 now. Very fast, very nice use of braking. So the right hander doesn't need to turn too much. Very nice and smooth, using the battery at the right time. This is a great set from Dan, looks like. But he's 2.5 tenths down. The corner, all the time will be gained in the final sector, so he needs to be patient. It's not over for Dan. Nice exit. Look, much cleaner than the previous lap. I think he would have gained a lot of time on that corner. We're here now. A little bit deep. Got on the power nicely though. Let's see what Dan can do. He's got literally all the battery. I think he should start using battery as soon as possible. He's got loads. Purple middle sector, so he did gain about 300 in the middle sector, but he can gain a lot of time in the last sector if just one is enough. This could still be a pole lap for Dan. Using all the track and a little bit more. Now into the final corner. Very, very committed. Braked incredibly late through that corner. This is a wonderful lap from Dan so far. Is it faster than this previous one though? I think it is. Oh, not quite. So close. Purple last sector though. Really, really good lap from Dan. Only a 10th down his previous lap, but it will be, as it stands, the original pole. Oh, and is that Harry spinning out? And is that it for Harry? He's going to be down in 5th place. Not good for his hopes of getting a second win of the season. Yeah, good luck with that. You've got 45 seconds to make it to the line. I don't know if you can do that. Actually, yeah, if you push, you will. I reckon you'll make it. Fabian, let's watch Fabian's lap here. This could be the one for pole. Oh, he's absolutely flinging the car through these corners in the first sector. So committed. It's just like Eliza with his driving style as Levy retires in 9th place in qualifying. He's 55 thousandths up in the first sector, so he needs to gain 8 tenths of a second to challenge for pole position. See what Fabian can do. Problem with Fabian's turning inputs is he does actually scrub up a lot of speed with that initial steering input, but that was really committed through there. This looks like a great lap from Fabian. And he's got loads of battery to use in the final sector. Moving out of the way there is Levy, I believe that was. Really good exit off the corner. Look at this. This is a wonderful lap from Fabian. Oh, Harry missed out on being able to purple middle sector, half a second up. If he can get a good last sector, Fabian's in position to get pole position off Dan. This will be for the front row of the grid. Can Fabian do it? Fabian versus Dan for pole. Dan has already finished his lap. What can Fabian do? Heading through the final corner now. We're on board with Fabian still. Off the corner. What's it going to be? He's got loads of ERS to do still. Across the line. What's it going to be from Fabian? It's so close, but no, it's not enough. But he gets second. Just about beating DJ Lama by just over a tenth of a second. So literally 0.101. And he gets ahead. Wonderful lap from Fabian, but he's not quite fast enough. Dan gets pole position by 3 tenths of a second with a wonderful performance. What are the Ferraris going to manage? Cyril goes 6th. Great lap from Cyril. Gustam in 6th place ahead of Dervas. Felix crosses the line. He goes 7th. It's Ferrari 6-7 there. Wonderful performance. Danny gets pole position. His second of the season. A wonderful performance to get a 21-2. Great performance there. Dan gets pole position from Fabian in 2nd. DJ Lama 3rd. 4th place, John. And then It's Harry in fifth, Cyril in sixth place with a Ferrari teammate of Felix right behind. So close, it literally inseparable between Cyril and Felix today. Dervas in 8th place, not the performance he wanted. Levy in 9th on return to NPL today. Riley is in 10th place, Drags in 11th, David in 12th, and Ethan did not set a time, he chose not to. So it's a William sandwich, as Dan said. He said, be scared, which is a very Sigma quote. I don't know why he said that, it's a bit cringy. But you know what? Who gives a fuck? Dan got put, I know it's a joke, but it's pole position for Dan, second of the season, very good performance from him. Honestly, I'll be real, even if I could have beaten that lap, I haven't done any practice for this race, but regardless. And that's true. Last time Dan got pole position, Harry won the race. So let's see if that happens again today. I think that's an unfair thing to say because there's a lot of contenders. This could be the best race of the season, as it was last, or certainly a contender for it last season. Yes. Dan, you officially have the same number of poles as Polish Max. I just know many Maxes, it makes it easy for me to remember. Anyway, here we go for the formation lap. We're going to have formation lap. Obviously didn't do that last season, but or not much, I don't think. Oh, and Fabian spinning out on the start. This is going to be such a sick race. I'm actually so hyped. Hold on, I need to get water so I can shout a lot. So let's give some context before we go into this race. Dan is winless this season. Fabian has 1 win. DJ Lama has yet to win, but has 2 pole positions, just like Dan. John has yet to win this season. Harry has a win in Silverstone. Cyril is yet to win a race this season, so too is Felix. Dervas got a win in Imola. Levy down in 9th place is yet to win the race, or even get a podium. Technically, he got a podium in Imola, but he got it taken away with penalties. Riley has 2 podiums this season. Dragged in 11th place. Almost got a podium in Baku, but had some unfortunate luck. David Goat has yet to score points this season, and Ethan looking to get another point score as he got in the previous race in Baku, where he last raced at least, which was 2 races ago. So it's a Williams sandwich here. Dan looking for his first win of the season, DJ Lama 2, and John. So 3 of the few front-running cars who are yet to win a race this season are in the very front of the field. So this is going to be a really tight, really competitive race. This has always been one of the best tracks on the calendar for racing. I do not doubt we're going to see a barn burner here today in Qatar. Oh, and Fabian really pushing it at his grid box there. Is he going to miss his grid box? Dan got a perfect start for his grid box there, looking confident. Let's have a look. Hard tyres for Dan, hard for Fabian, hard for DJ, hard for basically everyone except for Harry on mediums. Cereals and hards. Hards for mediums for Dervas. We have hards for Levy, hards for O'Reilly, hards for Drags, hards for David Go. So the only people who are not on the hard tyre is Harry and Dervas. This should be very interesting. This could be a really interesting start. Let's see if Harry can capitalize from his softer compounds and make up places on the first lap. Looking at Dan, this is going to be incredible with the whole field behind him. Dan looking for his first win since season 9. Here we go. 5 red lights coming on in front of the drivers for the Qatar Grand Prix. And it is. The lights out and away we go. Good start from the top 2. Heading through into the first corner. And as they go through to Fabian, loses the lead. Dan loses the lead immediately to Fabian. DJ Lama on the inside as well. Can he get the second place away from Dan? Harry almost at the back of John. I think he did. There goes wide is Levy. Levy goes straight off the track, almost rejoining to David Go. And Dan has lost huge amounts of place on the first lap. But DJ Lama, though, looking close to Fabian. Can he stay in touching distance of him? Dan is on the outside of DJ Lama, using battery there on the outside. It's balancing these guys on the outside there. There goes Barley, very wide off the track. Dervas on the other medium tyre runner there. We're side by side with him through that corner. And we have the cars heading through the hairpin now. It's Fabian in first, from Dan in second place. He lost the lead on the first corner. And great start for Dervash. He's got two places, almost 3 places here. Bevo, they're almost spinning around, as he said. But Dan is still in DRS range of Fabian. He's looking to get a victory here today in the McLaren. Very nice lineup from him, and Dan looking really committed through that corner. This could be a very, very close race. Ethan then already up a place at the start, ahead of David Goat, who's in 13th place, but everybody's within DRS range of each other so far. Dan with the purple middle sector, looks quicker than Fabian for now. He had the pace in qualifying, I don't doubt he has the pace in the race. But he's not saving the battery in the way he probably would have liked to. DJ Lama is, and so is Fabian. John looking good, and he's on the outside of DJ Lama there, looking for a place. But John using more battery than the cars around him is really committed. Oh, he hit the back of DJ there on the exit of the corner. That's going to cost us momentum. Here comes Dervash in 5th place. He's gotten ahead of Bevo. What a first lap for Dervash. Up 3 places in the Mercedes. Looking racy with the purple last sector too. And he still has plenty of battery to spare. Dan going defensive. Here comes DJ Lama to the outside. And no, he doesn't get the position, but it's very close in the top 3 positions now. Oh, Dan oversteers off the exit of the corner. And that could cost him dearly in this battle to the lead now, as Fabian has now got some breathing room between himself and Dan. Let's see how he goes off the corner. Dan using battery. So too is Fabian, so it's really close to the top 2 positions. Oh, and there's DJ with a late defense there on Boy John, who's still trying to desperately get past, looking for his first career win of the season. Oh, sorry, first win of the season, I should just say. As you go off the corner now, 2.5 seconds of the oh, hit the back of DJ once again. John needs to stop doing that. I'm going to have to start giving himself penalties myself. Anyway, Felix, a second off behind Serial. Has he got damage or something? No, I think he's just lost touching distance to the cars in front. Levy's right behind him now. He's looking pretty quick in the Alpine at the moment. Riley not using any battery at the moment. He's using hot lap, but he's staying in DRS range. Drags is quite far behind. It's so close. Dan is a cork in the bottle in the battle for 2nd place. There's 3 cars within less than half a second right behind him. So he needs to start pushing to get up to Fabian. He looks really, really fast. It's absolutely incredible. CB said Dan really pulled a DJ level start, poor guy. Ethan has front wing damage. Here comes John though, looking for a move here. DJ has great straight line speed actually. And Harry gets the fastest lap as you'd expect on the medium tyre. DJ going for a move on Dan. Dan's really close to Fabian now because of that DRS. DRS is incredibly powerful. Down the inside goes John and DJ. This is the battle for 3rd place. Side by side off the corner. To the outside he goes. Will he make a move? It's so close between them. Almost insufferable. Up this corner, he's going to have a huge run. On DJ Lama off the corner once again. Yellow flags are out. I think Levy spun out. What happened? Oh, Harry spins around. And he's now 9th. Disaster for him on the medium tyre. He looked in a great position to win the race, and now he's already cost himself time, and he's going to have to overtake the midfield cars. Disaster for him. Cyril losing distance to the car in front with him being on the medium tyre. Now his teammate Felix is right behind him once again. Levy in 8th place. That's Harry in 9th. Riley is behind him in 10th. Dan though is staying really close and has loads of battery to use on Fabian, so this is looking like a genuine 4-way fight for the lead, 5-way fight even, as Dervash's medium tyres are giving him an opportunity to stay with the leaders. This is really good to see. An incredibly competitive fight, where the battery levels are almost identical. The only person who's actually quite low on battery is John. Surprisingly, he's usually the best for keeping battery, so it's looking very competitive up front. Bang off the corner, here comes Dan on Fabian. Heading into the main straight. This is the closest Dan's been. This should be a move for the lead for Dan here. The driver got pole position. Oh, DJ's really struggling for grip on the exit of the corner. And he's got Yibo John right behind him for company. Here comes Dan down the straight with DRS. Will he make a move? I don't think he will. Fabian's using battery trying to defend. Here comes Yibo John and DJ Lama behind. Down the inside he goes. Almost to that. Oh, DJ goes very wide. Lets him go past. And now John will set his sights on 2nd place for Dan. This is the same dynamic we had in this race last season, if you remember. We had Fabian, Dan, John and DJ all at the front of the field. Dervash did not have a chance to race here last season, and it looks as though he's going to be a contender for the win today. Now, the pit stop strategies, I reckon it'll be a 2-stop at the very least. It's very similar to Bahrain in terms of tyre wear, but the track's even faster and will punish the left side tyres. Oh, David Go has disconnected, I believe, or maybe just quit. I don't even know. I'm going to invite him back just in case. Yeah, I think he disconnected. Oh, Dervash almost spun off the corner. I can see in the background there. Where's Dave? Can't find him. You know what? I can't be asked to find him. I'll check for my notifications. Dervash, they're still in DRS range, and Dan is literally on the inside of Fabian there, through the middle sector, and they're side by side off the corner. Fabian is really struggling for grip here on the exit of these corners. And look how close the top 3 are, it's incredible. This is just like last season. Yeah, flags right. Once again, Harry spins out. He's now down in 10th place, struggling on the mediums. Almost hits Ethan as he rejoins the track, and now his teammate Drags is going to overtake him as well. Not the best start here for Harry. But let's have a look at this lead fight. This is going to get insane on this main straight. This is reminding me of the sprint race we had last season. An incredible lead fight we had there. That's John using too much battery, I would say, trying to stay with the leaders. And he has the pace. I think he just wants trap position, to be honest, which is honestly not too bad of an idea. Here comes Dan. Will he make a move on Fabian? Fabian is using a lot of battery here. He's really struggling for pace. This is not what we saw yesterday with his incredible pace in Singapore. Meanwhile, Dervas is battling with DJ Lama for 4th place and looking to make a move. Medium tyres haven't seemed to fall off that much, actually. So medium is looking to be a surprisingly good race tyre. But the question is it a 2 club? As Harry goes back past his teammate into someone. Ethan now is in a race of his own, down in 10th place, but still in the points. There they go. It's disconnected from the session. I'm still wondering if I can do something. Can John make a move at the hairpin? He does not. He almost at the back of Dan once again. Really getting close people in the braking zones is John. But DJ Lama still in his chance to fight for the win too. It's all about being patient in this race, I think. It's going to be a very much a race of attrition, I do believe, with the close battling and most likely incidents we'll see. Where is David go? There he is. I've re-invited Dave. Let's watch this lead fight then. We've got the top 4 right next to each other, line astern, as Dervas' last time in the middle sector. This time it does look as though the medium tyres are dropping off a cliff in pace now. So medium is not the best race tyre, the hards are the favourable race tyre to be on. Most people would like to have more than one set of them. As you can see, Fabian and Dan are saving battery, and John is looking racy on the outside. John has the most pace of the top 3 by the looks of things. Looking really fast in that V-carb at the moment. Dan and John both looking for that first crew win. So too is DJ Lama. And these 4 cars are so close together. Here comes Dan. Down the inside, it's 3 wide for the leaders into turn 1. John's going to go for it. Is he going to make it? No, he's still there. And they're going to be side by side off the corner. Fabian is wide. It's 3 wide for the lead still. And John backs out and Dan's on the outside of Fabian now. And he's going to still be there. All contact between them, but he just about gets away with it. Here comes DJ Lama now on John for 2nd place. Or 3rd place, I should say. As they come off the corner now. What a battle that was for the lead of the race. This race is absolutely fantastic so far. Very reminiscent of last season. Meanwhile, behind, it's a battle for 7th place between Cyril and Levy. Side by side off the corner. And will Levy get a switchback? He looks pretty close to do so. He's going to go for a move on the outside of the hairpin. Or is he going to set up a switchback? It looks like he is. Sets up a switchback on the exit of the corner. Levy, though, does seem to have considerably less battery than Cyril heading off the corner. Very close between these guys. And Ethan now, struggling for pace, but he's still keeping in touch with Harry at the moment. Top 4, there's still line astern as they come through. As Dan is trying anything he can. Dan actually has the most battery of the leaders. He has the most pace. By the looks of things. And Harry's really struggling with the tyre, it looks like. Heading down the straight, what is Dan going to do here? Is he going to try and make a move on Fabian for the lead into turn 1? He is. He goes down the inside. And meanwhile, DJ Lama's going for a move on 2nd for 3rd place now on John. And Fabian will not get the switchback, or will he? He's still side by side with him. Is he going to wrap his car around the outside? Or set up a switchback off the corner? The battle for the lead is truly on between these guys. But Dan, with the most battery, looks to be in the perfect position to capitalise here. Fabian just simply has a better straight line speed in his setup. But it's now DJ Lama in 3rd place looking for the race win. What a race this is today. 4 cars battling for the win in Qatar. One of the best races we've ever seen. Fabian goes really wide going out of turn 5. Heading into turn 6 happen. It's so close between the top 4. Literally anyone could win out of the top 4 cars here today. It's incredible to see such a competitive race. Damn it, whenever this happens I always just think, oh, it's so fun to be a part of this. But you know what, it isn't it? Dan though, in what could end up being the best race of the season, Dan has got the lead and has track position here, which he seems to be quicker than the cars behind. So Dan looking to pull away here. He has loads of battery to use compared to the cars behind. And John and Fabian struggling for battery actually. So too is DJ Lama looks pretty good actually. Same as Dan pretty much. So very good from these guys. Oh, please don't tell my stream stop working. I'll just clip the race anyway, but. Oh, Levy gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings in this fight with Cyril. Meanwhile, Felix is now on the hard tyre, chasing down Dervas in 5th place. So now Felix looking to get a top 5 as he did before. Okay, machinery is working. It's really close. Fabian though just about did make a move there on him going to turn 1. Down here. And Fabian now right behind Dan. And here comes DJ Lama down the side of Fabian. Oh, Dervas pitting, so that's good for him. He's on medium tyre, makes sense. I think it's the best to try and do a two-stop, honestly. Let's see, there will be an insane tyre delta when I think Dervas will come out in the lead at this rate, unless the car's at the front pit now. Hold on a minute. Oh, no, man, I was misreading it. There they go, is not coming back. His AI car is just driving by himself. He'll absolutely be the first car to get lapped. But Dan is pulling away from these cars behind without even using battery. Dan has dominant pace here in Qatar today, looking for retribution after last season, where he absolutely cost himself the victory on the final lap. This is a great performance from Dan in qualifying and the race. John is right behind DJ Lama as well. DJ Lama is staying here. It looks like the top few cars are spreading out a bit as Dan stretches his legs out in front. So too is Fabian in second ahead of DJ Lama, who's holding up John in fourth place. Have a look at this battle for third between these two. Looking to be the closest battle on track at the moment. However, Levy and Cyril are really close together once again. These two have been having a battle all race long for sixth place. Really good to see. Felix, though, will probably try and do an overcut. Obviously, he wants to extend his stint on the hard tyres as much as possible. Into turn one. Fabian just about has DRS on Dan. Dan looks rapid today. This is the fastest Dan's been all season, I would say. I don't think I've seen this kind of pace from Dan before. As Fabian, they're right behind. Meanwhile, behind, and you can see Levy go past Cyril into the first corner. Around the outside he goes. He does make the move stick. Levy, though, has a 3-second time penalty for track limit. I need to keep an eye on Levy and see if he pits and serves his penalty, or if he doesn't. I've already tried to tell him about the rules. If he doesn't know about them, that's not my problem. Anyway, Dan leading the way with a comfortable lead here. Fabian looking to get up to him now. Really close race here at the front. This is intense stuff. Top four, line of stone once again. You're going in a little bit deep there. John does too with the dirty air. Really struggling with that at the moment. These cars are at the front. It was fine at the start when Fabian was leading. He was really slowing the cars down at the front of the field, but now, oh, not the best exit for Dan. He went a little bit deep, but Dan still keeping his distance from Fabian. Fabian chasing Dan as much as he can. Dan still has the most battery of the top four. This is incredible stuff. Dan is really performing a flawless race so far. And looking to pull away from Fabian and the cars behind. Oh no, John gets a 3-second time penalty. And that's going to derail his chances of winning the race early on, but he can serve that penalty in the pit lane. Hopefully, he should probably hope for a safety car, to be honest. As Dan with a great exit and using battery. This is really good stuff from Dan. Using the battery advantage he has to pull away from Fabian in second place. Fabian's actually having to defend from DJ Lama here into turn one. But John's going to go down inside of DJ Lama. Can DJ Lama get a switchback? He's going to go for it on the inside once again. No, clean move from John into third place on track. That's a very nice move from him. Very assertive overtake from him into third place. Looking to get past Fabian for second now. He's going to have to turn up the pace here. He wants to win this race. Top four, they're very close. Oh, John once again putting off the track. These track limits are going to be a problem for these guys if they're not careful. Fabian is also someone who should be keeping an eye on that because he's been going quite wide a few times now. John has way more grip than Fabian. He's really struggling for pace. I think, as I was saying in Singapore, turning too much is costing him in the corners because he's absolutely giving himself the worst tyre wear than he needs. Dan, though, in a wonderful performance in Qatar today, looking for the victory. Looking for a comeback after last season's heartbreak, finished second, was in the position to win the race at the end, having been a front-running contender all race long. Now he seems to be the fastest driver at Qatar. It's a game where he has seemed to step it up in pace. Meanwhile, Dervas and Drags are side by side. This is going to be very important for Dervas' race. He could be massively held up by Drags here if he's not careful. Oh, it's so close. There's almost contact off the corner, and Drags is literally like a moving chicane for Dervas at the moment. Heading through these corners, down the inside, he's going to try. Oh, it's almost contact. Look at this. Great racing between these two, in fairness. Oh, there goes Dervas, spinning around and into the wall. And that was inevitable there, as he was on the inside of Drags. And there goes DJ Lama pitting. He's doing an undercut on these cars ahead. This could be a great strategy from DJ Lama. But let's see how this goes. Track position could prove vital in this race. Onto a new set of hard tyres goes DJ Lama. Will anyone else pit? It seems as though, yeah, tyre wear is not too bad, surprisingly. Fabian, though, lost the place to Jonathan, one I forgot to mention, because I was watching that fight between Drags and Dervas that ended in collision. And that's ruined Dervas' race. It's such a shame. Purple first sector there for John. He is pushing hard to catch up to Dan here. Doing anything he can. John actually could also be a contender to win here despite his penalty. We'll see. So far though, it looks as though the advantage is in Dan's favour. Cyril there right behind Levy once again. That battle continuing on. DJ Lama needs to dispatch of Ethan as quickly as he can into this hairpin, I'd say. He's been a bit too patient, to be honest. This is literally the most important part of his race, and he's costing himself huge amounts of time. He saved a lot of battery doing this in fairness, but DJ Lama needs to pick up the pace here. This is very important for his race. Oh no, what happened to DJ there? His car just oversteered and he just... Is this AI car driving? There's something wrong with DJ here. Oh no, he disconnected. That's such a shame. In a race where he genuinely could have won, he has got fast lap of the race for John on lap 12? What a lap from John. He's pushing hard. He must have been saving his tyres for this part of the race, and he's way faster than Dan. Let's have a look how this goes. John needs to, yeah, he's pushing as hard as possible to make up for that penalty he has. Pushing harder than he thought he needed to. Oh my god, Ethan really struggling. The controller players do struggle with Tyler. Meanwhile, Cyril right behind Levy here. Off the corner. It's a battle for fourth on track right now. Oh, and that's such a heartbreak for DJ Lama. I hope he can join back. Because his chances aren't completely over yet. But he is now way behind Fabian, and that's ruined his race, pretty much. DJ Lama's internet costing him a chance to win. That wasn't even his fault. Wow, look at this. John is quicker than Dan and actually is saving battery whilst catching up to him. This is really good from John here. Very good driving from him today. John, don't discount him at all. What's great to see is the two drivers who are yet to win this season of these two, Dan and John, are actually the quickest cars on track right now, without question. So we'll see how this goes. Fabian, of course, doing an undercut. Looks as though you could honestly make an argument that a one-stop is plausible today, surprisingly. Depends on how the tyre wear is. Fabian pitted very early here, and for medium tyres, so he's going to have to do a very long stint. He wants to win. I think the two-stop is still viable. But given that John did the fastest lap on lap 12, I think the one-stop's the quickest one. Here comes John, though, with a move on the outside of Dan into the first corner. They're still battling now. John is right behind Dan now. This is a great battle for position. John needs to serve his penalty in the pit, which he can do. If he stops moving in the pit box for 3 seconds, he will serve his penalty. Meanwhile, Cyril pits, looking for an undercut on Levy, who has a penalty anyway. He can serve that too. Will anyone else pit? Fabian chasing down. If he's going to get the fastest lap, he will have to do this lap, because he pitted last lap. John is so close. In the tyre strategies, the top few cars on 12 lap tyres. Bad Boy's done 12 laps on mediums, but it's still absolutely fine for tyre wear, crazily enough. Oh, and there they go, it's AI car. What on earth is the AI car doing? Oh, that's not good. The tyres may pop for some guys soon on the medium tyres if they've gone this long. Specifically, looking at you, Harry, as he's got 70% wear on the tyres. Oh, he goes in very deep there, does John. A bit too optimistic on that corner, but he's still very close to Dan. And yes, looks like a clean flyby for John, and a penalty for Harry now. To compound his issues, this track is common for these things. So, John takes the lead of the race on track from Dan. Oh no, Ethan's got a puncture. Yeah, I can see it on the front left tyre. Ethan's got a massive slow puncture here. What a lap from Fabian. Wow, fast lap of the race. On the medium tyre, of course he's pitted, so you'd expect that. He's chasing down the leading cars. All things considered, the fastest lap for John is a 1:26.1, and Fabian's only 3/10 quicker than that. I genuinely believe that the one-stop is by far the best strategy today. Because the tyre wear's not even that bad. It is for the medium tyre, but the hard tyre, if you can extend the stint, is actually completely fine. Yeah, the hard medium strategy could be really good here. Dan is losing touch with John. John has huge amounts of pace. He really needs it too, because if he wants to win with his penalty, he's going to have to pull away from that as much as he can. So John with a great race is doing at the moment. Dan's struggling for grip actually, it looks like. And Dan's lost DRS to John. This is a really big swing in the race. I think John can do an overcut and actually make it work here because of this pace advantage he seems to have at the moment. Dan is really struggling for pace. His front left tyre visibly looks worn out, so it looks as though Dan's really struggling for grip compared to John. He's really got great tyre wear. Shades of Zambor in that regard. John always seems to have the best tyre wear of the front running cars. And Fabian, who is trying to perform the two-stop today, is really going to have to hope that a safety car comes out when John pits, because he's got another fast lap there. Fabian with consistent metronomic pace in the McLaren there. Chasing down Riley now will be his next car to overtake. Meanwhile, Felixis goes past Data Goat's AI car. Meanwhile, the two Saubers are actually close together now. There's Drags and Bearboy. Of course, Bearboy has pitted, Drags hasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a snap over on the exit of the final corner for Harry there as he comes down the straight, goes past Drags, nice move from him, and goes into 8th place. Nice move. Meanwhile, Dan's still 1.2 seconds behind John, who was literally pulling away here out of nowhere. But I don't think Dan realised he had a massive advantage in terms of ERS, so I think he should use that. I'm allowed to do this because I'm a commentator, guys. I'm literally God. As you can see, Drags losing touch there, but Dan closing in on John once again, maybe. Still, it's just Dan just lacking the pace, and once again, Dan looks like he's on the verge of a puncture on the front lap. That tyre looks like it's about to go any second now. Dan using battery on the straight a little bit. It wasn't, no. Well, it was on medium, but I was just tripping balls. Oh, another penalty for Levy now. He's really exceeding the fuck out of track limits. He needs to stop doing that. I'm going to keep an eye on the people. Wait, Berber, did you serve your 3-second penalty when you pitted? Okay. By the way, I hope you know there's a rule in this league, Harry, where you can stop for 3 seconds in the pit box. Okay. Hold on a minute. Levy just did the 125.5 on that. That's 3/10 quicker than Fabian. What a lap from him. And now Bearboy beats it only by a 10th on the hard tyre. Of course, Levy's on the medium, so Harry looks to be the quickest car on track at the moment. Really crazy stuff there today. Harry will actually have gained a lot of time on these pit cars. Dan is... Oh man, Fabian's going to be gaining so much time on the pit runners. John needs... Is John going to serve his penalty here? Let's find out. When he pits eventually? I think he'll pit soon. Dan needs to pit this lap, honestly. He needs to do that. I think... expected. And he's going to use his pit assist. No, yeah, there he goes. Nice. Pit lane. What can Dan do now? John needs this to be one of the best laps of his career if he wants to win this race. It's literally between, I think, Dan and John. Fabian's 2-stop will likely not work with this pace. He's quick, but not quick enough to get the race win as a stand, I wouldn't say. As Dan coming out of the pit lane now. He's going to come out right behind Fabian. Wow, great pace from Dan there. The 2-stop is absolutely not a good strategy, to be honest. Unless Fabian's planning on going to the end on these mediums, which would be a terrible idea, because that means he'd have to do 17 laps on a medium. Meanwhile, Riley's in second on track, but he's yet to pit. Yeah, pit lane assist is way faster. Ethan making sounds. Let's have a look at him. He's got DJ Lama right in front of him. Oh, it's his AI car. I don't know why that's happening. I've invited him back like a million times and he hasn't. He hasn't even said anything on the Discord. Riley holding up Fabian here. This is great for Dan. He's going to have a huge pace advantage anyway. John's pitting, unless he needs to serve his penalty here, because that would be a good idea for his race. In the pit lane he is now. Riley's going to hold up Dan here. This is great stuff. He's going to serve the penalty. He does not. He's going to just try and beat him on track. This is interesting stuff from John here. Chose not to serve. I think it's because he has pit assist on, so he can't serve the penalty. Where's John going to come on? This is going to be really tight on the exit of the pit lane. It's going to be so close. Oh, Dan's going to go around the outside with the momentum, and he's going to make it stick, is he? That'll be a great move. No, he doesn't. John gets the inside, and he does take the place away. And with 1 lap pressure tires, that could make a huge difference at the end of the race. Fabian, though, on track position, is leading the way. Levy's in 4th. Levy with a great stint. He's in 4th place now. He's undercut everybody. DJ Lama's obviously not going to be in contention anymore because of his connection issues. And Harry's had a torrid race. Dervas has 2, so this actually generally is 4th place for Levy. Great stuff from him. As it stands, though, he will finish 5th because of his penalties. And there goes John running outside of Fabian. Can he make a move stick? Another penalty for Dervas now. No. And his race goes from bad to worse. Down the inside he goes. Great move there. Down the inside goes John. And he gets him. Will Dan make the same move on Fabian around the outside? Though he does. Great stuff. And John now needs to pull away as best he can from Dan. Yes. So 12 laps remaining in the race. Going to 11 laps to go and they cross the line. Dan with 1 lap older tyres than and with worse tyre wear. He could genuinely beat Dan here on genuine pace. Let's have a look. Dan, will he get fastest lap this lap? No, he doesn't. He's a bit off the pace, 3 times off the pace of what Harry was doing. So Harry was the quicker car, even on the hard tyre, but just had very bad luck today. Spin out, but actually, a good battle's brewing up here for 4th place. What happened? Wait, Fabian pitted again? Oh, I forgot he was doing a 2-stop. Yeah, Fabian's race is fucked. I don't know what he was thinking with a 2-stop. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, Harry is literally... Yeah, Harry's ahead. I think Riley's going to get ahead of Fabian here. I don't think he will, actually. I think Fabian would just... Actually, it's going to be really close. Riley got ahead of Fabian. Oh, no. Fabian pitted again. He's now 8th. He's on 8th place. Terrible for Fabian there. They've made the horrible decision now, strategy. And now John is pulling away from Dan. And this is crucial for the race. Dan needs to use his battery here because this is very pivotal for him to stay with John. He's not even using battery in the middle of the sector. I don't know why. This is not the best decision from Dan, honestly. 120 is yours. This one. Wait, do you not have any more? Let me check. I think. Oh, Ethan has it. Ethan has a 124.9. What a lap! Go on, Ethan. In case you wanted any proof that Ethan still got it, there you go. Oh, never mind. As John beats it by literally 7/10 of a second. Holy shit! John is fast as fuck. John pushing as DJ Lama's AR card tragically moving out of the way. That's such a shame that connection issues are costing these guys chances to win races, man. Their boy is not cruising in on the flex. This is actually going to have a huge advantage here on Cyril in front. Yeah, DJ like that, such a shame. Yeah, flags are out. Oh! Drags left the session because he crashed? I think he just left. What happened to Drags? Drags left, there's no safety car for that, but that was strange. And close spot on track is Malford leads, so very close. Fabian though is closing in on Riley. Actually no, he's not. Hold on a minute. Riley's actually quicker than Fabian. This is terrible for Fabian. Fabian is not going to finish in the top 5 today without a safety car. And that's bad for the constructors actually, because Riley and John are both ahead of him, and I am also a McLaren driver, so come on Fabian, lock in. Oh man, Dan is pushing hard to get close to John once again. He needs to stay within 3 seconds of him and he'll get the race win. Oh shit, Dan also on 2 warnings. Right, so close up front though between these guys. John looking to pull away. I think he has, obviously his tyre advantage will become more evident as the race goes on. Felix though is way quicker than his teammate. This could be a battle for 4th there. Hold on a minute. How the fuck is Levy 3rd? Levy's gonna get a podium today. I mean, he needs to pull 6 seconds on Cyril, but like that's possible if he battles with his teammate. This could genuinely be 3rd for Levy. What the fuck? Dan now up front. As Drags now moves to last place, he's out of the race and he won't score any points for Saber, unfortunately. It's all down to Bearboy now from that regard. He is currently in 6th place. And Fabian now finally using his tyre advantage to gain on Riley for 7th. As Dervas now pits again, and his race is absolutely just not going his way today, unfortunately. Probably coming for mediums. Will this serve as penalty, actually? No, he's going to pit for hards again with just 9 laps to go. This could be a bad idea. Dan is literally just struggling to stay with John here on pace. John has more battery. Oh man, that's so unfortunate for DJ. He just told he told the group chat his power went out and that's why he disconnected. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, you do. So basically, this battle with Cyril and Felix is basically pointless, and serves do not help whatsoever. Well, positions of Ferrari apparently is the call. That does seem like a logical call. Into the pit lane there goes Cyril, and he is going to serve his second pit stop now. Felix, though, goes down the road. Will chase down. Cyril is going to have... Oh, that's such a shame. The two-stop was awful today. Surprisingly, for considering it's Qatar. Like, you'd think this game would actually be realistic, but it's not. Purple first sector for John, by the way. He's really fast. This is probably John's best performance of his entire career, to be honest. I think this is a really good drive. Levy's on 8-lap-all tyres, you're on 5-lap-all tyres. So, the 3-lap tyre delta for Felix should help him in getting that place. Crucially, though, can Bearboy... No, I think, actually, Levy's going to get 4th there. So, interesting stuff. Fabian is also right behind Riley now in the battle for 6th place on track. Cyril is right behind Ethan. This will be a battle for 8th. I think it will be pretty quick actually because Cyril's got way quicker tyres. 8-lap tyre dust on mediums will make a huge difference. Also, Ethan's definitely not making it to the end on his tyres. I just want to say that now. Ethan needs to pit again. But actually, if he did, he'd still come out in the top 10. Like, he'd still just be behind Cyril. Fabian's going to be battling with Riley here for 6th place, looking to bounce back here after a poor strategy decision. And I think he could still very well get 5th place here. I think that's what he's aiming for. He's using traction control, and that's why he's been so slow. I think if he got used to TC off, he could very well do it. But this is a very interesting race. It's a patient race. Cyril is pushing hard to get ahead of Ethan here now. Right behind him now, bound for 8th. On the inside, Cyril can make a move in the final corner. He's already got DRS anyway. What is he doing? He's almost just killed him. Yeah, the flags are out. Why is that? Why was it yellow? David Goat slapped car. Oh no, this is terrible for Harry. He's parked right on the apex as well. That's going to cost some time to Fabian and Riley behind. Just exactly what Fabian would have wanted. How has Fabian not got ahead of Riley yet? Fabian is low-key not cooking today. He hasn't even had any frame rate drops, is the thing. He just did a 2-stop. Oh no, big crash! Multiple cars involved. That's DJ Lama's AI car brake checked at Riley on the exit of the corner and took out Fabian with them. Now Fabian has damage and Riley does too, I believe. Yes, they do. Both sides of the front wing on both cars, respectively. Oh, that's awful stuff for those two. And that's not good. Felix could get a podium. Hold on a minute. Yeah, Felix will get a podium today. That would be absolutely fantastic for him. Oh man, Riley almost at the back of Fabian once again. Oh, and Levy pits. Levy's pitting, and that means Felix is into a podium position. Felix could genuinely get a podium today. What an incredible performance and story that would be for him. He got his best career performance here last season, and he's looking for a podium this season. Soft tyres for Levy, what the fuck? That's crazy. Anyway, Fabian, though, is he going to make a move? Fabian is pitting because he has to, and he's going to be outside the points. Or at least he's close to it. It could be like 9. Okay, he's pitting again. It's going to ruin a lot of people's races with the penalties and also the track position that people have. So this would be a very interesting ending. Who would have predicted that the podium right now would be John, Dan and Felix with Harry and Riley close behind? That's incredible. What a race here today. Yeah, Harry's done a great job today. Oh, Fabian gets a penalty for track limits, and that's going to ruin his race even more. Levy, though, is on soft tyres, going to be way quicker than Cyril here, and he has full battery. That's not good for Cyril. Levy overtaking him is inevitable here. Actually, the pace between Dan and John is pretty much identical at this point in the race. So Dan, as it stands, would be your race winner, and John would lose out by 7/10 of a second unless we have a similar case to what we had yesterday, but the other way around. Actually, it would be funny if 2 races in a row, Dan could genuinely end up getting the win, or gaining a place, sorry, on the final lap because of a penalty. That would be really funny. John, though, is picking up the pace. He should take some risks, honestly, because he needs to. Down the straight, it's all about the mind games. Oh man, this is going to be so tight at the end of this race between the top two for the race win. This is literally down to whether or not Dan can stay within 3 seconds. It's 3/10 away from losing the lead. Is the race is Dan. And another penalty for Levy. How many has he got now? Is that 9 seconds? Oh man, he needs to pull away so much time on Cyril if he wants to get this position. But DJ Lama's AI car, who's already caused trouble today, could very well cause another accident. This will be a problem. Oh, DJ Lama does let them pass. And that's not him, but that's his AI car. Yeah, flags are out because he can slow them down. Dan has closed in on John. He goes in about 0.3 of a second, so John could still win, but it'll be a very, very, very difficult feat for him to do that. It's so close, though. Intense racing here at Qatar. What a race this has been. One of the best of the season, honestly. I mean, I have the most battles on track, but really good stuff. Yeah, it is a McLaren downfall. They're going to score. This will be the least points McLaren has scored all season, because we'd only scored 4 points, unless Fabian's about to get fastest lap. Yeah, Fabian's undoubtedly getting fastest lap here, which is great, because then it's an extra point. Cyril 7th. About to get sick though. I think so. I don't know. Yeah, I'll be a bit weird. 123.4. Great lap. Dylan gains most of his time in the final sector, actually. Does Devos want to help Dan, or does he want to help John? Actually, I think he's going to get DRS, as he knows now. Thought he was. He's getting a tow, though. This is good for Dan. He's giving him a tow, though. No DRS for Dan, but he's got a tow, and now he's moving out the way. Dan looking to beat John. Bro, it's not like deep jump. Bro, there's 3 laps to go. Sorry, 4 laps to go. Sorry. Oh, there's 3 laps to go. Sorry, I can't read. 3 laps to go, and it's only 0.3 needed for John to win this race. John is saving battery well here. More than Dan is, actually, despite him not even using battery, Dan. But, wow. This is... Oh, there it is. For the first time this race, John's broke 3 seconds. This is so close. Man, this could literally be anyone's game. It's literally Dan versus John with just 3 laps remaining. Who is going to win this race? The 1 lap tire advantage for John could prove to be pivotal for his race win. What if he stayed out an extra 2 laps? Yeah, imagine that. Then I think this would have been even easier, to be honest. It's all about the big picture when it comes to these things. Meanwhile, Cyril is literally hitting the back of Levy trying to get past him. This isn't even necessary because he's already going to get ahead of him because of his penalties. So he's just taking risks here. I think he just needs to just stay behind him. Oh man, he just needs to get past. Levy hasn't got as much battery. Levy's cutting all of these corners, man, trying to stay ahead. Yellow flags? Is that Harry? It is indeed. Harry spins out once again, and that means that it's even more secure now. Felix is podium, but also Riley could get a nice cheeky 4th place away from Harry. Dan has gained time on John. John is looking for the big picture here. I think he's looking for a really quick last lap to get this race away from Dan. He has the pace. Let's see what's going to happen in the closing laps. Half a second. It's so close. If Dan loses this race, it will be so close. But great effort from the top 2. Inseparable in pace almost this entire race. What a battle they had at the start. And it's all turned into a very interesting slow burner with 2 laps remaining. I can't wait to see who wins this race. I genuinely could be rooting for both drivers. John looking for his 3rd career victory. Dan looking for his 7th. John's last victory came last season in the Austrian Grand Prix, where he took the win on the final corner, on the final lap, which he could very well do today, in fact, away from Fabian, who obviously would have inherited the win from Eliza, who had a penalty. Dan got his last victory in Season 9 Race 1, where I crashed out on purpose in the final purpose, but I crashed out on the final corner on the final lap, and Dan took the victory away in the McLaren at the time, and Dan is looking to get that victory now from John. John is going to look to use all of his battery on this final lap. Struggling for grip though as he turns into the final corner. What can John do? That has a lot of tyre wear, and this is literally the final lap of the race now. Levy and Cyril are battling, but I'm honestly more interested in seeing how this lead fight goes. Actually, no, I'll watch the fight that's going on. I can keep an eye on it while it's going. 2.7 seconds the gap between the top two. Who is going to win this fight between the top two drivers? Is it Dan or is it going to be John? Levy, though, with Cyril right in front. Levy on fresh stuff. Cyril looking to get down the road at Riley now, who is on 4-lap older tyres. This is so close here. Going on to their final lap of the race. Could Cyril close in that 8 tenths of a second gap? Oh, Cyril lost so much time there. Down inside goes Levy in the final corner. What a move that would be if he makes it side by side in the final corner. He barges him off the track. Cyril does the same back to Levy. Oh, they crash heavily out of the race on the straight. What on earth was that? Huge accident. And they barged wheels, they tapped wheels until they crashed, and Cyril hits the wall, and so does Levy. Unbelievable scenes on the final lap of the race. But this is it. Can John pull away that illustrious 3 seconds he needs on Dan on the final lap of the race? He has more battery than Dan somehow. I can't believe this. Here it is on the final corner. It's almost 3 seconds. Who's it going to be? Does John win the race? Across the line he comes. What's Dan going to manage? Across the line is so close. It's so close. But he gets it by 800ths of a second. And John wins the Qatar Grand Prix. What a finish. Dan misses out by 800ths. Unbelievable. And Felix, out of nowhere. What a performance. He qualified in 7th place. If I'm not mistaken, let me check. And Dan is raging his ass off because he's a sore loser. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't give a fuck, shut up. Anyway, what a race. Across the line, Felix comes home and gets a podium. What a result for Felix. Wonderful stuff. And Harry, despite all of his issues, will come home for 4th place, just ahead of Riley with the penalty being accounted for. Great race from him to come back to that. Harry comes for 4th place. 5th place for Riley though. Great race for VCarb. They score the most points. Cyril coming through here now with damage. The whole front wing is missing and Fabian is chasing him down hard. Yeah, John gets the win. Incredible performance from John. And great from Dan too. What a race that was. And Cyril just about gets 6th place away from, and Fabian had the penalty anyway. Ethan's going to finish 8th. Levy's not even going to finish it. Oh, Devers was a lap down anyway, so I think, yeah, Levy got 9th. So Levy crashed and still got 9th place. That's interesting. He could get a race banned for that, honestly. Levy could get a race banned for that crash of Cyril. That was his fault. What a race, though. Our 6th different winner of the season, equaling the record we had last season. What a race. Such a disappointing end for Dan, unfortunately, at the end, but such a close race in the top 2. Wow. Incredible race. One of the best races in NPL in a while. Definitely one of the best races of the season. And continuing the run of great races in NPL this season. Absolutely phenomenal. So thanks for tuning in to this race. We'll see you next week for the final weekend of the season at Brazil and then a sprint weekend at Las Vegas. It's going to be absolutely one you don't want to miss. Fastest lap for Fabian gets him an extra point. So without penalties being accounted for, without extra penalties being accounted for, let's say, John wins the race with Dan in 2nd, Felix with the first career podium in 3rd, Harry in 4th place, 5th place goes to Riley, 6th goes to Cyril, 7th goes to Fabian, 8th to Ethan, 9th to Levy despite crashing, and Dervas gets 10th place for Mercedes, 1 point for the team. DJ Lama, who disconnected, finishes 11th. Very disappointing day for him, very unfortunate. David Goat in 12th, 13th place goes to Crazy Gruffman, also known as Drag. So that concludes the race. Thanks for tuning in. NPL Season 11, Race 14. We'll see you in the next one.